Hello, welcome to Life with Stuart. I'm Stuart, and this is my weekly Monday update. And I hope you don't mind. Just like that, we have two guys who are working upstairs on retiling the bathroom floor. So there will be banging on the ceiling, as well as dogs barking and other things that may distract your attention. You have been warned. Alrighty. Last week found me in a very similar place, and actually the exact same place. I was working on making my weekly update video, and it actually took me 4 tries. The first time I cut off a little bit too much in my head. The second time I didn't actually end up recording it. The third time I thought it was the first one, so I ended up deleting it by accident and got really frustrated, took a break, had to cool off, nearly gave up, and then I decided to try again, and it worked. And the rest of the day I looked at uploading, worked on editing, writing a summary, intro, outro parts, just making it work together, the two parts of my blog, and finally posting it that night. And Tuesday found me continuing to work on the World Outreach Ministry process, and it's taken longer than I anticipated, working from last week into this week, and even the week before that. As it's a long ordeal, there's lots of paperwork, just understanding resources, communication that goes into it, and so I'm really working on getting that settled down in the next week or so. Wednesday found me writing, so it's my writing Wednesday. I really try to do writing for personal things as well as for like fantasy ideas and different things that I want to do, longer term stuff, as well as blog posts, journaling, reading, different things like that. Just kind of like step back from being on a screen, because I do a lot of work on my computer and it's not really good for my eyes or anyone's. So Wednesday night at church, which is the Central Church of Christ in Huntsville, we've been having a series called Living in Babylon. So it's how do Christians live in a society that is so counter to God? How can we live openly, honestly, loving God, serving, even honoring the government, even if we totally disagree with it? And so there's been different topics on relationships, on material things, on so many other different things that we wrestle with. You know, how do we spend our time wisely? How do we buy things and steward those things wisely? How do we interact and engage with people when divorce and, you know, sex and so many things are so twisted and confusing? And so my brother Trevor, my oldest brother, as well as our pastor, Pastor Allen, were leading the discussion group. And it was just really neat to just kind of listen, as I often do. I just listen to what everybody has to share. And since it goes on and on for quite a while, going back to the different stories and different input and advice, it sometimes I don't find a place to really add in anything before it moves on from that certain place. And so it was just really neat, and I'm looking forward to the next one, which is our last one on this Wednesday. And on Thursday I continued on World Outreach Ministries. The application is like about 20 pages of reading and making sure I understand it, putting in all the details. It's a PDF, so having to find a specific program that works with editing a PDF is a little bit tricky, but it's been going well. And then I was invited to go to my brother and sister-in-law's house, so that's Trevor and Stephanie's house. And there's a bit of a miscommunication in there. I have WhatsApp on one phone, have Messenger on another, too many phones to deal with. Anyway, I got there, and before Trevor had gotten home, and Stephanie went to do errands with the kids, and I didn't know where the key was that they left for me. And so I just sat there and actually found it by mistake sitting next to it, and got in and was fine. And some of the food wasn't prepared yet, so I didn't think anything of it. But it turned out later that they'd messaged me to start part of the meal, the rice, and I didn't know. So it was a little bit of a bump there, but we kind of figured out, so, okay, this is how it should work, and this is how we can connect with you, and all these different things. So it was a great meal, chicken and rice, a bit of pineapple in there, a bit of pumpkin. It was really good. Thank you guys. And the evening actually turned into just some discussion time, and really even some hard-hitting truths in my life of what ended up spawning the show me post that I wrote on my blog just yesterday, really, and about the connection of faith and works and how it should be just hand in hand, and not just, oh, I can talk about faith and how I've trusted and seen God work and all these ideas, but if I don't do anything, what's the point of it? Do I have anything to show for it if I'm not, looking and actively trying to get a job, if I'm not really working on the fundraising side and the update side and doing different things, not just to show, oh, look at me, but I'm trusting God beyond what I do. And so that was just kind of Friday, me kind of unraveling and wrestling and looking at, like, oh my goodness, even some fear had kind of resurfaced, and a kind of a hard work experience I had previously when I was here in Huntsville and not wanting to repeat it. But it's different because then I didn't have a vision, and now I have a vision to go back into YWAM, so I'm not going to, hopefully not get stuck in a place for 3 to 4 months in a hard work environment with the people there. And so it's just really good to kind of like see that, and they're just really encouraging in the midst of that, really loving. It wasn't, hard hitting, but it was just, this is what we see. We don't want you to repeat yourself in the cycle that you were in before, which was, difficult and all these things, but we really want you to live your life to the best, even though it's in a different place, in a different time, in a different season here than you were in Perth before, and even the season before being here. And Saturday was a busy day. The floor upstairs that the two guys are tiling, Mr. Ashford and I actually untiled. So we took up the tiles, took up the mortar, I think, beneath it, just scraping away, cutting it up, taking it out, pulling up the nails and everything, and it was just really great fun just to be really practical and helping serve in the house, and not having done it before, so it was something to add to the experience list. And so we got that done in a few hours, took a break, had lunch, did a little bit more, finished, and then ended up helping mow the lawn in the front, something that you don't do on a normal February morning, afternoon, and then ended up helping with making a white sauce for dinner. Such an incredible dinner. It was like a pasta, 3-meat, extravagant meal, and Sunday was a great day as well. It was pretty full, pretty busy, and yeah, just great teaching out of 1 John, again with Pastor Allen, and then on the evening we had a family gathering where we all brought meals together. We brought songs and encouragement and scripture together, and just really shared and had a good family time, even as a bigger body of the church. And yeah, so it's been a great week, and I'll be doing more, again, working on the group and everything like that. Have to wrap up the video because I have a time limit on it, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next